Why do you have to complete an audit for your insurance policy? My name is Ryan Stillwell. I'm the owner and founder here at Stillwell Risk Partners, and we deal with a lot of business owners in regard to their insurance policies to protect their business and their employees. If you're watching this video, you might have just gotten a notice from your insurance carrier saying that your audit is due. Please send us some information, or maybe they scheduled somebody to come out and do the audit in person. So maybe this is the first time you've had to do this and you're not sure why an audit is required. An audit can be done or required for typically two policies: workers' compensation or general liability. We're going to use workers' comp as an example here, but the same principle applies to general liability. Workers' compensation is rated based on the payroll that you pay to your employees. It's rated on actual payroll, not just the estimated amount. So at the beginning of the policy term, you estimate how much you're going to be paying your employees over the course of the next 12 months. That number is not set in stone at the beginning of that 12 months. You might hire, you might fire some people, you might have some people quit on you. And depending on how that all works out, that number is very likely to be different at the end of the year than it was at the beginning of the year. So the insurance company, they will do an audit to determine what your actual payroll was. Let's just use nice round numbers as an example. Let's say that you had $1 million in payroll. You estimated $1 million in payroll for the next 12 months at the beginning of the policy term. If you ended up at exactly that $1 million in payroll, you're not going to have any change in premium because what you actually paid was what you estimated. More times than not, what you actually paid is different from what you estimated. So let's say that instead of 1 million, you had 2 million in payroll. Well, your premium is going to go up, right? Just on the flat rate basis, it's going to go up by 2 times. You're going to pay an additional amount equal to what you paid for the first million. Now, there are other factors that get implied, but just for nice round number sake, there's the example. On the contrary, if let's say instead of $1 million in payroll, you had 500,000, your premium costs are going to be cut in half, right? So when an audit is required, it's required because that's the terms of the insurance policy. One common thing that we see is it's not always disclosed at the beginning of the policy term. You know, a lot of businesses, when you're starting, you have to check that box of getting the insurance coverage in place, whether it's the requirement by law to have workers' compensation, you have a contractual requirement to have general liability coverage, or maybe you just know that you need it, so you purchase the insurance when you start your business. But a lot of times the specifics of that coverage or the terms and conditions of the policy aren't always disclosed up front. So maybe you're here because that happened to you. That's the reason for the audit. Every workers' compensation policy is audited. There's generally no exception to that. Many general liability policies are audited, even if you're not based on payroll. It could be on sales. So if you estimate your sales at a smaller number and it comes in higher, you might find yourself owing an additional premium at that time. What we do here at Stillwell Risk Partners is we help our clients understand the risks involved with operating their business, understand how their costs are going to be calculated, whether it's at the beginning or end of the term, and give you the tools you need to make a good financial decision. So if you're getting this audit notice for the first time and nobody ever disclosed to you that it was going to be required, maybe you need somebody that's going to actually educate you on how this process works so that you can better manage your business, better plan for your costs and your cash flow. The audit is required. It can be a pain depending on your business and what you've been doing over the last 12 months. We do have some tools in place. So if you'd like any tools that we can offer to you, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to provide them to you.